All right, welcome everyone to today's HLAA product showcase, CaptionMate, a mobile phone captioning app for people with hearing loss. Thank you for joining us today. My name is Amanda Watson. I am the meeting planner for HLAA and your host. Today's presentation is being recorded and it'll be available for playback later at hearingloss.org. This is a quick disclaimer that HLAA does not endorse the product featured in this webinar. HLAA is providing an educational opportunity to learn about this product and how it could benefit people with hearing loss. I'm going to start out with a couple tech tips. To see captions on this webinar, you will need to click the CC icon and click on Show Subtitle. You can change the font size and subtitle settings. Chat is available for technical issues and panelists only. We would like participants to please use the Q&A icon to ask questions. We'll be using this to facilitate questions and answers after the presentation. If you've joined by computer, the presentation should be in side-by-side mode. Slides are on the left and panelists are on the right in gallery view. You can change the size of your side-by-side view by hovering between the two screens and moving the gray bar to adjust to your desired size. If you've joined by mobile device or phone, your view may be different and you may have to scroll between views to your desired one. Our presenter today is Jon Gray. He's the business manager for CaptionMate. He's involved with the company's product development, sales, and strategy, and he has over 17 years of experience developing products for individuals with hearing loss. He is joined by his associate Beryl Butcher, who will be on later to help facilitate Q&A. I'll pass it over to you now, Jon. You can go ahead and share your screen.
Okay, thank you so much, Amanda. I really appreciate it, and welcome everybody. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen now so we can get going, and we will set our little timer to keep us on schedule. Perfect. So good afternoon, everyone, and welcome. My name is Jon Gray, and thanks again to HLAA for hosting this webinar and making this available to everybody. Once again, some housekeeping. If you need the captions, the CC button is at the bottom of the screen. And if we're going to hold questions and answers until the end, please feel free to put them in the Q&A, and we will address them at the end. So today's webinar is about CaptionMate, next generation captioning, and it's really exciting stuff. Who is CaptionMate? Well, let me shrink this down. It'll make it easier. CaptionMate is part of a company named Clarity, and Clarity products, some of you may have heard of. Clarity is the largest amplified phone manufacturer for the last 50 years. Clarity has been making amplified phones and notification devices for individuals with hearing loss for many, many years, and before captioning for phones even existed. So many of you might have even had a Clarity phone. We're located in Chattanooga, Tennessee, and it's a beautiful spring day outside here, so hopefully it's as nice in your area. Clarity and CaptionMate were available, and we produce equipment and products for all the state equipment distribution programs, the VA, the Veterans Administration, the FAA, the Federal Aviation Administration. We even have a phone on Air Force One. So we've been around for a long time. We're focused on hearing loss for the past 50 years, and we've taken that expertise and put it into CaptionMate. Today, we're going to talk about IPCTs, and that's a fancy way of saying Internet Protocol Captioned Telephone Service. And what does all of that mean? Well, in layman's terms, that just means it allows a person with hearing loss, like you and me, the ability to read what's being said on a live phone call. So when somebody talks on the phone, we can read what's being said, and then we can talk back. So if we have hearing loss, we don't have to worry, not necessarily hear every word, but we can read every word and or supplement the text or the captions. The interesting thing about what we do here at CaptionMate is, although Caption Telephone service has been around for many years, we are focused on mobile devices, mobile phones, as well as tablets, and we were developed that way from the beginning. We do provide captions if you have a landline phone or a desk phone, an office phone, even a computer we can put captions on, and we'll talk about that shortly. But we were really developed and optimized for mobile and cellular. The interesting thing about what we do is there is absolutely no cost for our products. For you, the consumer, there's no monthly subscription fee, there's no package deal, there's no cost to use it on Zoom. Yes, you can caption Zoom calls. It's 100% totally free, as our service is paid for by a fund administered by the FCC, the Federal Communications Commission. And that basically means that your and my tax dollars are at work doing a good thing. And that's how we do what we do at no cost. What's really interesting is what we do and how we do it. Many of you might have or have had captioned telephones in the past or used captioning in the past. And how CaptionMate differs is very interesting. CaptionMate has a lot of advantages over other captioning technology and older captioning technology. As I mentioned, we were really optimized or developed from the beginning to focus on mobile devices. So there's no need for any kind of special hardware that you plug in your house. Everybody seems to already have a cell phone. And so you simply go to the App Store if you have an iPhone, or the Play Store if you have an Android phone, and you download the app and install it, and you're off and running. The next really important thing, which is why we're here to talk about today, is that there is no special number needed with CaptionMate. So that means that people can call your normal cell phone number now, and you can get captions with call forwarding, which is a feature that we've just recently rolled out. It's really nice. In the past, you would need a special number, and if you like that, that's still an option for you. But now with call forwarding and CaptionMate, you can maintain your normal cell phone number. People can call your normal cell phone number, and you simply get captions, and it's fantastic. We will talk about that a little bit more as we go through the presentation, how that works. Call forwarding is a multi-step process to set up, but once you set it up, it's done, and it's really wonderful. Another great feature about what we do is we use what's called ASR only, or automatic speech recognition. And that's a fancy way of saying that there's no third-party operator or captioning assistant or transcriptionist on your call. And that allows you total privacy on the call. So if you need to talk to your bank and give out your social security number maybe, or your shopping, and you need to give out your credit card number, you don't have to worry about anything because you have total privacy. The conversation is not stored anywhere except on your device because you are the user, and you have total privacy as there's nobody else on your call, no third-party operator. Another really, really incredible advancement with ASR and our technology is there's no delay. It's real-time captions. With older captioning technology or some of these other captioning services, if you've used them, you'll notice that sometimes there's a delay in the time that the person speaks and you receive the captions. The wonderful thing about CaptionMate is with this ASR, it's incredibly fast and real time. So just as I'm speaking, you're getting the captions on the phone, which makes the conversation a lot easier and a lot more natural. We do caption in over 100 languages. So for individuals who don't prefer English, or if English is not their primary or first language, or you just simply prefer captions in another language, we offer captions in over 100 languages. When you open the app, we have put the 25 most popular languages in the world on the app. And if you don't see the language that you want, you simply shoot us an email and we can have it uploaded same day. But there's over 100 languages available immediately. Another feature that really sets us apart is we allow the consumer to see the whole conversation. And what that means is you don't only see what the other person is saying, which is fairly normal. That's what most captioning services do. You read what the other person is saying, but we allow you to see what you say as well. You can see the whole conversation. And a lot of people prefer that. Fortunately, it's a feature that you, the consumer, can turn on and off with a button while you're on the call. So if you like it, you can keep it on. If you don't like it, you can turn it off. It's totally at your control. But where it really comes in handy is after the conversation is over. So like most captioning services, CaptionMate saves the transcription for you on your device automatically. But when you go back and review the conversation, if you don't have the whole conversation like we offer, you're only reading a one-sided conversation. And it can be very difficult to understand a one-sided conversation if you're just reading what the other person said. You can't quite remember what was that? What were they talking about? But the neat thing is with CaptionMate, you always get the whole conversation. And another item, finally, that we'll touch on really quick, which definitely sets us apart, is CaptionMate works on all platforms. And not only do we work on all platforms, we work on all platforms simultaneously or at the same time. That means you can have multiple devices all working at the same time. You can have your iPhone or your Android and your computer all on at the same time, and they can be showing the exact same conversation in the captions all simultaneously, all at once, which gives you, the consumer, the ultimate flexibility. Some people want to talk on the phone and read the captions on their computer screen because that's easier for them. Some people want to read it on their tablet. So it gives total flexibility to the consumer. So those are some of the differences between kind of the older captioning technology and what's new and wonderful about what we're doing. We do want to touch on call forwarding, and that's why we're here. So what I want to let you know is that, once again, there's no special number needed when you turn on call forwarding. And the way you do this is we would direct you to our help center, or you can call us, and I'll give you that information shortly. But what you can do is when you go to the help center, you simply click on, I want to forward my calls to my CaptionMate number. And then there's this neat little tool where you can click if you have an Apple phone, an iOS phone, or an Android phone, and then you can pick your carrier. And when you do that, you will receive instructions for that phone and that carrier. And as I mentioned, it's a multi-step process. To do call forwarding or to use your normal cell phone number, you have to do two things. The first thing you have to do is, well, obviously register for the service. But once you're registered, you open up the settings within CaptionMate, and that's the bottom right-hand corner, this button down here that says settings, and you scroll down until you find call forwarding and you turn it on. And that's pretty easy. You simply turn on call forwarding. And all that does is it tells the app that you're ready for call forwarding. But the next thing you have to do is you have to tell your telephone provider, AT&T or Verizon or T-Mobile or whoever it happens to be, you have to alert them that you're going to have your calls forwarded as well. And it's neat because you can simply do that by punching in a few keys on your phone. You don't have to go down to the AT&T or Verizon store. You don't have to call them up. You really don't have to do anything. You just have to know the proper secret code, we'll call it, to punch in. And so that's step number 2. And the way you do it is you go to the normal phone icon on your phone, not the CaptionMate icon, but the normal phone calling icon. It's usually green with a white handset on it. And depending on who your carrier is and what the phone number is, you simply punch in your CaptionMate number with a certain code. And let me move this out of the way. And then you hit the dial button, and then you're done. So setting up call forwarding is a 2-step process. You turn on the call forwarding. Whoops, I'm sorry. You turn on call forwarding in the app is step 1. And step 2, you punch in the proper code, which we will give you, on your phone. And once you've done that, Your call forwarding is set up. You don't have to do it again. And all your calls will come into your normal cell phone number and you will receive captions. And the way that will look for you is something like this. So what will happen is somebody will call, in this case, it's Jamie Smith, and your phone will ring and you'll get the caller ID that Jamie is calling, and you can unlock your phone. This is set up for an iPhone, an Apple phone, by the way. You'd unlock your phone by sliding it. And then usually what you'll see is down here in the corner, you'll see one of the buttons that says CaptionMate. And all you do is press that button and boom, you get the captions will start flowing and you'll see the conversation. You can see what you say and what the other person says, the whole conversation, what you say, what they say. And it's almost like looks like a little text message, and it's in real time, which is wonderful. And there's all kinds of ways that you can customize the conversation for your needs. You can change the colors. This one happens to be white on blue or white on black. You can change that. You can change, obviously, the language, the font size, the color. So you can really kind of customize it to your needs, which is really nice. And that's how it looks. So once again, your phone rings, you slide it, you open it, you press on CaptionMate, and you're ready to go. And you see the captions. So how do you do it? Once again, it's really simple. You go to the app or the Play Store, depending if you have an iPhone or a Droid, and you download and install the app. You complete the registration on your device. And I will say that when you do registration, the FCC does need to gather certain information, such as the last 4 digits of your social security number and your birth date and your mailing address. So the FCC does require that that information gets collected. So when you register, you do have to fill that information out, and that goes to and that way we capture that for the FCC. So you do register, and then you start making and receiving phone calls, and they're captioned, and you're ready to go. And that is how easy it is. I do want to say that we will start questions and answers here in a moment, but if you forget everything else that I've said today, just remember that with CaptionMate, you have all kinds of advantages: speed, languages, real-time captions, call forwarding. Somebody can only needs to call your normal cell phone number. And remember that. But if you can't, you can always visit our website. And here is the website, CaptionMate, all one word, captionmate.com. Or you can shoot us an email at support@captionmate.com, or you can call us, and the number is 800-898-0034, extension 0 is the best one. Or if you want to look at those help center screens or visit our help center to find step-by-step videos or instructions, the easiest way to get there is if you just go to Google and you type in the word CaptionMate Help Center, but type it all in as one long word, all one word, CaptionMate Help Center. It should give you the option to click on the CaptionMate Help Center, and you can go and see videos that are captioned, by the way, and those help center setup instructions for call forwarding and whatnot. So with that said, I want to make sure we have plenty of time for questions and answers. So what I'm going to do is I'll keep this up on the screen, and I'm going to ask Beryl to join in, and we will start taking some questions. Hi, Beryl.
Hi.
I'm going to
Hi, everyone.
I'm going to move this over so we can have a clean screen, and we will start. It looks like we have some questions and answers. So the way this will probably work is we're going to start going through as many of the questions and answers as we can. The ones we can't get to today because of limited time, we will post to the website. We will answer them and then send an email to HLAA, and all of the questions and answers that we didn't get to will be posted on the HLAA website, and Amanda or Carrie can help out with that afterwards if they want to address that. And we do want to leave them a moment at the end to wrap up. So let's go ahead and jump right into the Q&A. What do you have?
So, John, one of the questions Someone's asking whether they need to have certification from their healthcare provider in order to use CaptionMate.
That is a great question. So the short answer is no, you do not. We are highly regulated by the FCC. The Federal Communications Commission highly regulates this industry, what we do and how we do it. And currently, what they say is that what they call self-certification is what you need to use CaptionMate. And that means that you, as the consumer, self-certify or say that you have the need to use it, and that's enough. So when you register, one of the screens that you go through on registration says self-certification, and it has certain language on it from the FCC that says, my name is Jonathan Gray, under the, penalty of perjury, certify that I have hearing loss and I have the need to use this service. And then there's a line and you type your name on the line, and that is a electronic signature. And that electronic signature counts as self-certification to have the need. And that's really kind of an important thing because, they're not discriminating between who has what level of hearing loss. Like, who's to say that one person's hearing loss is worse than the other or their need is higher than someone else's? So by having this self-certification, the FCC really has put it back on the consumer to say, hey, look, I have the need, you self-certify. If you have the need, it's available to you. So it's a really nice thing. So you don't need to go to your doctor or your audiologist. There's no extra step. You can literally download the app, go through the registration, self-certify as having the need, and you are ready to go.
Another participant has asked how you answer a call and see captions, and I thought you might be able to touch on our white glove treatment at this point.
Oh, that's a great question. So let me start at the end and move backwards. We do have a white glove treatment, which means we will do what our customer support team will do, whatever you need to help you out. We can do one-on-one Zoom meetings. We can talk to you one-on-one on the phone or email, whatever is the easiest way for you to communicate. We can handle that one-on-one with you if you do need any help. And of course, then there's the help center where you can just go and look at it yourself. But to go all the way to the beginning, which is how do you answer the call?
How do you answer a call and see captions?
Yeah, that's a great question. And what I'll do is I'll just move back a screen. And basically what you do is your phone rings. And if your phone is locked or just sleeping, just sitting there, when your phone rings, it will light up like this. And you'll see who's calling you if they're in your phone book, or the phone number if they're not, the caller ID. And you simply slide the phone to unlock it. Or if you have an Android phone, sometimes there's a little picture that you draw on your Android phone, or sometimes they have facial recognition. If you have the button with your thumb, you have to press that. But you basically just open the phone or unlock the phone. And in this case, with an iPhone, you press the CaptionMate button and boom, you see captions. On an Android phone, it's a little simpler. You simply unlock the phone and the captions will be there. So hopefully that answers your question. And like Beryl said, we do have this white glove treatment. So if at any point you feel like you need one-on-one support or you have questions, we are more than willing to make test calls with you or just help you out one-on-one to make sure that you are successful.
We have another user with two different questions. One is a question about whether CaptionMate works with non-Roman or Latin alphabets like Hebrew. And the second question is wanting to know more about laptop-based use in the office.
All great questions. And the short answer is yes and yes. We do work with non-Latin based languages. We do have Hebrew on the list already. Hebrew, Chinese, Japanese, yes is the answer. We do work with those. And I was actually looking at the Hebrew the other day, and it comes up on the screen, and it does scroll from right to left instead of left to right. So it's just as you would expect. And then as far as non-cellular type phones, maybe an office phone or a landline phone, we do work with that. You simply go through the registration process, and in those type of situations, the way it would work is you would be talking on the phone and then reading the captions on probably your workstation, your computer screen, maybe a tablet. But yes, it is possible, and yes, you can use it that way. No special phone is needed on your desk at work, for example. You simply use the phone you have, you register that number, and then you log into the CaptionMate website into your account, and then you talk on the phone and read on the screen.
We have a number of questions from people asking about how you save, whether the transcripts are saved on your device, how long they stay there for, and whether you can share them or print them.
Great question. The answer is yes, they are automatically saved on your device. You just have to go and look at them. You can share them. Currently, the share feature is on Android and I believe the web. The iOS version of the app, the share feature is coming very soon, very quickly. So the answer is yes, if you have Android and web right now. If you're an Apple user, that feature is coming. What was the rest of that question?
Oh,
How long do they stay?
oh, how long do we keep them? Yes.
We don't keep them. You keep
I mean,
them. We don't have anything. We don't keep anything. That's part of the total privacy, but they stay on your device as long as you decide to keep them there. They will. I've got some transcriptions on my phone that are over a year old, so I've just never deleted them. But you do have the option to delete them if you so choose, but that's up to you. So as far as I know, they will stay there forever. Unless you choose to delete them, or I guess at some point, if your phone got so full of memory with videos and other things that you do that at some point you had to clear something off, but that has not happened to me yet. So a long time.
We have a couple of people who are asking about forwarding calls to their office desk phone number and using CaptionMate to answer the call.
Great question. Let me think about that for a second.
I'll handle that if you want. So CaptionMate will work on an office phone for outgoing calls, for incoming calls if they call the CaptionMate number, and then you can look at your captions on the computer. Right now, we do not have a forwarding option for landline phones, but we're working on a solution. We hope to have that within at least 2 months.
Great, thanks.
What a couple of people are asking about CaptionMate when you have Bluetooth and your hearing aids.
Good question. We do have several consumers that use Bluetooth hearing aids and Bluetooth connection with their cochlear implants, their CIs, and they're connected directly from hearing aids or cochlear to their cell phone, and they love it. So basically what they do is they have the audio part of the conversation going directly from the phone into their hearing aids or cochlear, and then they just sit there and they read the captions. They use the captions to supplement the conversation if they miss anything, and they love it that way. In fact, I've been told that's one of the best ways to use it. So the answer is yes, you can do that. Your connection Bluetooth between your hearing aids to your phone is one thing. We're simply an app running on the phone, and so it can happen at the exact same time.
We have a couple of things about whether international calls are allowed, and also the percentage of accuracy in transcribing foreign languages. And John, if you don't mind, I'll hop on this one.
Yeah, that's great. This will be the last question. We're running out of time and we need Amanda to wrap things up. So this will be the last question. And once again, after Beryl answers, we'll wrap it up and we will post the answers to all the rest of the questions on the website. So Beryl?
And please feel free to contact us also. We do allow international calling. You can do that through CaptionMate. We are not available in Canada, as someone else has asked. We don't have calling when you're overseas, but you can call to overseas. And as far as the accuracy on foreign languages, we can only go by, John and I, unfortunately, are monolingual, I think you would call it. So we haven't actually experienced the transcribing of other languages, and we've heard varying people say, oh, it's as good as English or it's not. And obviously that's going to vary language by language. Thank you. Sorry. And I'll throw it to Amanda.
Beryl, and thanks, John, for demonstrating CaptionMate today. And thank you to Midge Heaney for our wonderful captions. This webinar will be posted to the HLA website at hearingloss.org. If you have, want to share it with anyone or rewatch it. And we hope you can check out hearingloss.org for our future webinars and virtual meetings. Thank you so much for joining us today, and we hope you have a great rest of your day.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.